Welcome to the American Dreamer Show. And we got some interesting things, and hopefully you'll find it entertaining as well. So hope everybody is all right, and we're getting better, whatever. I have something I want to share. I like to share, but I like to impart stuff too. Philosophy is do something nice for yourself and those around you. But I happened to be at Big Lots yesterday, and I had my mask on, and I got these very nice cups. This I really like. Teach, Love, Inspire. And of course I have my honey and my tea, and this is a Be Happy. So I like that. They were $4. So the point is, give yourself some things to feel good about. Now I have a little backdrop for this taping that about 4 years ago, I came in some money, inheritance, whatever. So I had all these t-shirts, and this one is 9 by 12. It reflects my life over the last 30 years, pretty good part of it. And so these are t-shirts, and they were taking up too much space. I couldn't get out of my closet or whatever. So women did a real nice job here in Oldsmar, and it costs about $500. It's not something you want to do something nice for yourself. You don't have to spend that much money. But and I have another one that's a 6 by 9 of I did a lot of races, running, and some sports stuff. So that's also one of my desires, to get all those t-shirts in a better spot and appreciate it more. Okay, so we got these feel-good cups. Treat yourself right, or as the Democrats might say, treat yourself left. But do something good for yourself and those around you. This particular show is entitled Heartlight. Turn on your heart light, after Neil Diamond's most popular, very endearing song, Heartlight, about E.T. from the movie. And it'll appear on my thumbnail sketch. I wish my producer, James Worley, and my co-host, John the Trackman, Casimiro, could be here. If we were in Hollywood, maybe there would be a flashback and they would come into view, and we could do something. But hoping in the next month or so we can get back to normal. We'll see. And James really did amazing things with these thumbnails. I'd have a song or two that I was going to be doing for that show, and we'd come up in a couple of minutes, take good creative observation, and we put that on. And I've been over 40 shows. I wouldn't expect you to check all of them, but look into it, see what I mean, how creative. Well, last month, the Spanish flu pandemic was discussed. I had unfortunately made an error with the decimal points to the left of the decimal point. My brother-in-law Lee picked up on that, and instead of the 50 million deaths from this pandemic in 1918, that it didn't even originate. It wasn't even Spanish origin. But the Earth's population at that time was 1.8 billion. It reflected a 2.7%, 2.77 of the Earth's population. Here in the United States, I guess we had 100 million. There was 700,000 deaths. We already surpassed 60,000 for this coronavirus 19. So it's something we really need to really think hard and fast. This is unacceptable. 0.3%. It's not going to be something we can deal with. So in a couple of shows ago, I did reflect on some of the good feelings that you can deal with this in a better light. It came out of a doctor from Yale University. She came up with these boost daily happiness. So feel good observations And she had listed, I had reflected on this: practice deep belly breathing. I just think anything, a deep breath would work, but gets down there, fine. And do acts of kindness to others. Please try, help make things a little easier for everybody and yourself. And 3, focus on what you can control, because there's stuff we can't control, but we can make a difference. So that's what we have to work on. And 4 is exercise. Eat healthier and sleep enough. And I guess for me, 2 out of 3 ain't bad, because sleep, although I get my creative juices around 2 o'clock in the morning, I'll start writing or take out my guitar. That works. And number 5, I created myself. I came up with: be happy, smile, laugh, share funny stuff with others, which I'm trying, and think up amusing antidotes to get through this show and the book. And thank God we're doing okay. Wanted to bring to your attention this book. It has a deep meaning for me. And I found out about it in last year's February 2019 broadcast. And this is Colin Powell, General Powell, the 4-star general. The reason I found out about it was because there was an article, it was on the internet. He had a flat tire. The tire went flat on his way to Walter Reed Army Hospital in Washington, D.C. in bad weather. And Angel came out. It happened to be an Army veteran from Afghanistan who had lost his leg, he had a prosthetic leg, and went to the aid of General Powell. It's amazing. And they had pictures, and they really bonded, of course. So we'll drink to that. So as I like to delve into stuff, I found out that General Powell's book was a bestseller. It was called "It Worked for Me." Life and Leadership. Well, I don't pretend to do that kind of leadership, but I'm living. So I bought the book, and I'm going to send him a copy of this book and American Dreamer, and my first book, Light, Courage, and Hope. And maybe he'll take the time and do an inscription. I wanted to share with you part 1 of the rules. Being a general in the Army, they have rules, but there are 13 rules, and I'll read that in a little bit. But there are 6 parts in the book, and part 2 is know yourself, be yourself. It can be tough. But, you got to be yourself and know yourself. And number 3, part 3, take care of the troops. Well, that could mean a lot, not just the Army. It can mean family and friends and people in your life and work and whatever. 4, fast times in the digital world. Fast times in the digital world. We all could learn a little more about that. 5, getting to 150%. I guess I'll settle for 110. Part 6, reflections, which we all could take advantage of, reflecting on things and making observations and then going to work and trying to accomplish stuff. So we get into the 13 rules, and I'll just quickly go through that. Number 1, it ain't as bad as you think. It will look better in the morning. I guess we've heard that. Number 2, get mad, then get over it. Don't get even, just get over it. 3, avoid having your ego so close to your position that when your position falls, your ego goes with it. Okay? 4, it can be done. Positive thinking, that's what we've been pushing here. Can be done, think it through and do it. 5, be careful what you choose. You may get it. We've heard that, different ways of approaching it. 6, don't let adverse facts stand in the way of a good decision. So if you're on it, you get to the facts that make a difference. 7, you can't make someone else's choices. You shouldn't let someone else make yours. Okay, and then just finishing up here. 8, check small things, details. works. Very good. I had said this, share credit. So that doesn't mean your credit to give it to others, if you have a credit card, but share credit goes a long way. 10, remain calm, be kind. And thread through a lot of what we're saying. 12, don't take counsel of your fears nor naysayers. Don't take counsel of your fears or naysayers. And 13, perpetual optimism is a force multiplier. Multiplies amazing things. So that's what it worked for me. Hopefully you'll see it worked for me too, and it'll be on the stands this year. So I read excerpts from this book, Thoughts to Live By. It's by Dr. Maxwell Maltz, and his previous seller, Psycho-Cybernetics, sold 4 million copies. But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about Thoughts to Live By, an inspiring year-round companion that will enrich your life. And I've had some nice excerpts that we've shared. And but what I found, I got to the end here, is that he came up with, especially enriching at part 2, is Thoughts to Live By. 365 of those thoughts to work on, one for each day. And they were very interesting. I went through, they're short, sweet, beautiful, and just go about reading maybe 10, because infusing you with that 10 still allows me another 36 and a half for the next broadcast, for the next 36 and a half broadcasts, or 35 and a half. All right, so these are capsule thoughts to work on, one for each day. And to live creatively, we must do more than prepare for it. And nothing in the affairs of man or woman is worse than indifference. Indifference has caused more hardship and catastrophes by not doing anything. Creative imagination is the core of happiness. Joy comes from within, not from without. Faith is the beginning of fact, and fact is the beginning of faith. The most rewarding competition is with yourself, to improve yourself. To find peace is to look for the better you within you, and to live with the better you is to live with God. Very good, very good. Okay, let me get you to the crypto quotes and inspirational words. Last time I left you with that Albert Einstein's quote that you wouldn't have expected it from this great mind, although he has other interests. He said that no one about that anybody driving and trying to kiss a pretty girl isn't going to be able to do a good job. Probably either one, but I guess you get the point. And the problems that exist in the world today cannot be achieved by or solved by the level of thinking that created them. Albert Einstein. The value of a man resides in what he gives and not in what he is capable of receiving. And this was the one that takes on interesting meaning, because he knew about the universe. And he said, God does not play craps with the universe or play dice. And you learn from yesterday, live for today, and hope for tomorrow. The important thing is to never give up on questioning. Never stop questioning. Never think of the future. It comes soon enough. And he has a deep faith that the principle of the universe will be beautiful and simple. Okay, salud. Now, I have been watching. Oh, before I get any further, word to the wise, be careful. ARP magazine, American Association of Retired Persons, in their April edition, Fraud International. It's not just your identity theft here on the banks or whatever. Although that's very important. I have a friend, your friend, she's in her 30s, and she had $2,000 that was taken without her knowing, and then they found out. So this is all these different amazing things that you got to be careful. Indian robocalls, Florida Medicare swindles, COVID-19 now is starting, cyber cons and frauds, and how to protect yourself. And so they go through this, and you can find this on your own, but these things are real, and they're dangerous, and it's going to cost you. And the hotbeds of fraud that I told you about, and all these common fraud things, a salesman, manager, they have it really encased there, and this technology of a scam. And so I would be very vigilant, not on just taking care of your health, but how, this information that might be given to other people, and so without your knowing. So I said you have job fraud, census scams now, beyond election scams. How many of these campaigns are looking for money, Medicare cons, phishing on Amazon for your information, and I mentioned COVID-19 cons. Please be vigilant. All right. Now, quickly, Sunday morning on CBS, they have a moment of nature, and they have 30 seconds, and I think it's a good idea. And, well, naturally, pardon the pun, I don't have the wherewithal of National Geographic to come up with some of these beautiful pictures, quietude, and breathtaking scenery. But I have a few things. I'm going to take 30 seconds. I'm going to load it up when I do my music the next day. I'm going to have my two songs, Heartlight, and John Denver's The Flower That Shattered the Stone. So I'm going to add, I think my first nature's moment is going to be the butterfly farms. With my butterfly farm, about a minute of my butterflies coming around and saying hello. And also I have deer prancing in the back. All right, so I'll have to video that. So it's remarkable what's going on here. And at night we have wonderful clear skies with no light pollution, and take advantage of it. I have 6 apps that you could get on your phone or on your computer. One is Skyview Light, Star Walk app, Star Chart, Night Light, Night Skylight, and Sky Safari, and NASA also has it. So remember, please, this is American Dreamer Show is predicated on the premise that following your dreams can bring about a fasting frame of mind, a lasting frame of mind that makes life not only more challenging, but more gratifying and happier. And if you enjoy the show, please sign on. If you haven't subscribed, it's free and it's easy. It's Bill Sefakar. I'm here with my life-changing, life-saving, my masks and stuff, and my tea. Please take care of yourself. We'll see you next week. We'll get out of this. God bless from the heart. Take care, please. I have a lot of people depending on you. Peace.